Well, violence in our communities and across the country is increasingly visible to our children, whether through direct experience or on screens, on their phones or in their homes. Anamaria Villamarin-Lupin with the Parenting Center at Manning Family Children's is here with advice on how to talk to our kids about what they're seeing. And, you know, like we just mentioned, it's not always something that we're showing them. Kids can so easily access so much these days, especially as they get older. How can we protect them, but also prepare them for the things we can't protect them from?
Exactly. And so we are at a time where it's only going to increase, right? The access to what we're seeing and to what young people are seeing, that ship has sailed. So what do we do?
And some of it's real, some of it's not real.
Correct.
There's also that aspect.
And your previous speaker was just talking about like how to help young people discern that. So in addition to obviously shielding to a certain degree, we also need to build our ability, or our children's ability, to cope. That's such an important skill. And the basis of that is effective communication, opening spaces where trust is built, where safety is felt, and that is going to look different depending on the age of your child.
Sure.
So really, with a young person, with a little child, we want to just keep it short and simple and use simple words. And with our older children, our teens especially, giving them room to bring questions to us, to not be judging, and really connect with what they're trying to process. And also create limits around that as well, because we are the holders of that structure. And the coping piece is important because we need to build our ability to deal. And buffering is important. That means
especially early on,
especially early on.
But as they get older and you're about to release them into the world and be on their own, where you won't be there to provide that structure, you need to make sure that they can handle what they're going to see out there.
And that they have those skills. Exactly. So establishing trust so that they can come to you, that is so important.
How do you do that though? Like as a parent, I hear that it sounds really important. What are some ways that parents often maybe mess up that trust unintentionally?
We talk too much and we don't listen enough. It's true.
I hear it. No, I believe it.
Really being able to listen and give that space to connect is so important. And we actually have a class coming up in March about effective communication, which can be translated.
For parents or for kids?
For parents, to talk with you, to create that space for your kids.
Perfect.
And so that creates safety as well, and trust, and that social emotional safety is so important. But so is physical safety. And we really feel that we have to model this with how we talk to our kids, but also how do we set up our environment. So for example, we know, and this is part of our violent environment, we know that gun violence is the #1 killer of young people. And so acknowledging that sometimes there are arms in homes, how can we help our community be safe? And so Manning family has partnered with the health department and with Be Smart to give away biometric safes. And that is also demonstrative of how we are committed to, that speaks volumes. When your home is safe, then, and when our community is safe.
It allows you to tell your children why you feel safe, because that was going to be my next question. Sometimes it's hard when our children come to us and maybe we have that trust built and they let us know that they feel scared about a certain situation. Maybe we also feel scared about those same situations when you're talking about gun violence and school shootings. I think a lot of parents are like, how do I tell my kid to be brave and everything's going to be fine when I'm also scared about the reality?
Exactly. And so modeling is so important. How are you taking care of yourself? How are you limiting your exposure to information? Turn the TV off, turn the social media off, go out on walks, build up more family time, play games. Play board games, build those buffers that I was talking about. Now, if you notice that yourself or your children are having a hard time dealing with this information, then reach out for help.
And Manning Family Children's is one of those places that you can reach out to help. You'll have a parenting center. Where can people get more information about that?
At manningchildrens.org. And you can look for under community. We have the parenting center, and we also have a suite of outpatient psychiatric and psychological support. So we're really there to help and there to support in all ways. But you can also take these little bits of pieces of the communication is the basic thing that we can all really lean on, and that is so much harder than it sounds. And so practicing and reaching out to us is wonderful.
And it sounds like you'll have some classes coming up, so definitely go. manningchildrens.org is where you can go to find out more information about the Parenting Center and upcoming classes. And like you said, if you need more help than that, you've also got a whole team of physicians and nurses and psychiatric professionals who can help. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
A lot of good information there.